Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, a beautiful day outside, but honestly, I've been glued to my screen for like 6 hours straight trying to process this latest episode. I am running on fumes and way too much iced coffee right now, so forgive me if I ramble. But we have to talk about what just happened because my jaw is literally still on the floor. So let's just dive right into it because my head is still spinning from all the chaos. We all saw the agonizing moments leading up to this. Hope Logan completely collapsed at the Logan Gallery, and I mean, it was a hard, terrifying fall. She was just lying there unconscious on the cold floor right after Brooke delivered that absolutely devastating ultimatum. We have to remember the context here. Hope had just pulled off the impossible. She secretly defected to Katie's new company. She launched Hope by Logan in a surprise ASAP fashion show that completely hijacked the press from Eric Forrester's haute couture event, and she used the HFTF diamond that Wyatt Spencer brought over. The stress of pulling off that massive corporate coup was already weighing on her heavily. But then came the personal fallout, which was a million times worse. Brooke didn't just get mad, she got vindictive. Brooke literally kicked Hope and Liam out of the cabin on the Logan estate. She essentially disowned her own daughter. And the trauma of that, the sheer emotional weight of her mother looking her directly in the eye and saying she can't look at her the same way anymore, it just broke Hope. It literally broke her. Hope has always been the golden child, the one who desperately seeks her mother's approval, and to have Brooke rip that away so coldly, it was too much. Hope was hyperventilating. She was begging for forgiveness, but Brooke just turned her back, and then, boom, Hope hits the floor. At first, we all thought it was just a panic attack, right? Like a severe panic attack because she was so stressed out and overwhelmed by the guilt of the betrayal. But no, the writers threw a massive, game-changing curveball at us today. Liam found her unconscious, frantically tried to revive her, and rushed her to the hospital. The doctors ran all these tests while Liam was pacing a hole in the waiting room floor. And they diagnosed Hope with an actual physical heart condition. It is not just a panic attack. It is a severe heart condition triggered by extreme psychological pressure. It's a textbook case of stress cardiomyopathy, also known as broken heart syndrome, but on a much more dangerous level. Her heart literally couldn't take the pressure of the corporate war and her mother's toxic hatred. And honestly, I am still trying to wrap my mind around this twist. A heart condition, really? What were they thinking? But then I started really analyzing it, and it actually makes a lot of sense for this show. It is incredibly dramatic. It is peak daytime soap opera. But it also ties into so much deep family history, which I will get to in a minute because it is blowing my mind. But first, we really need to talk about Liam Spencer because his reaction to this entire tragedy is giving me whiplash in the best way possible. Because Liam is absolutely losing his mind right now. And for once in my life, I am actually completely on his side. You guys know I usually complain about Liam. He constantly waffles. He goes back and forth between Hope and Steffy. He can never make up his mind, and he usually just stands there looking confused. But right now, Liam is acting like a fierce, protective husband, and he is taking no prisoners. He has been sitting by Hope's hospital bed, holding her hand, and he is just vibrating with pure, unfiltered rage. He is not backing down, and he is ready to go to war for his wife. Let's be real, Liam hasn't always been the husband of the year. We all remember the endless love triangles, the times he ran back to Steffy at the drop of a hat. The times he couldn't decide what he wanted for breakfast, let alone which family he wanted to belong to. But watching him stand outside that ICU, refusing to let Brooke pass, refusing to let Steffi's snide comments slide, it was like watching a completely different character. He is finally acting like the Spencer man Bill always wanted him to be, but he's using that fire to protect his wife from her own family. And who is he mad at? Brooke and Steffy. Liam is placing the blame for Hope being on the brink of death squarely on their shoulders. And honestly, he is not wrong at all. He went off on Brooke in the hospital corridor, and it was intense. He told Brooke that her cruelty, her absolute refusal to just listen to her daughter's reasons for leaving Forrester Creations, is what put Hope in that hospital bed. Liam screamed that Brooke's toxic maternal rage literally broke Hope's heart. He reminded Brooke that she was the one who evicted Hope, she was the one who smashed a monitor in Katie's office, and she was the one who slapped Katie across the face. Brooke has been completely out of control, and Liam forced her to look at the consequences of her actions. But Liam definitely didn't stop there. He also blamed Steffy Forrester Finnegan. And we know Steffy has been on a total warpath lately. Steffy was furious about Hope's betrayal and the sabotage of Eric's show. Steffy has been plotting this aggressive, ruthless vengeance against the Hope by Logan brand. Liam basically confronted Steffy and said that her relentless bullying, her constant threats to cancel the Hope for the future line, and the toxic environment she created at Forrester Creations pushed Hope to the absolute edge. Steffy pushed her to the cliff, and Brooke just shoved her over it. It was a great scene, and Scott Clifton really acted his heart out. So, how is Brooke handling this massive reality check? She is a total mess. Brooke is completely stunned and shattered and drowning in a sea of regret. You can see the exact moment the reality of what she did just crashed down on her. She thought she was being a tough mom, showing tough love, punishing Hope for betraying the family, and going to Katie's rival company. Brooke felt so entitled to the Logan name that she lost sight of her actual child. But now she sees her daughter hooked up to machines, fighting for her life, and it is destroying her. Brooke is probably pacing the hospital waiting room, remembering the exact sound of the monitor she smashed in Katie's office, and realizing she almost smashed her daughter's life just as easily. She let her obsession with the Forrester and Logan legacy blind her to the fact that Hope was just a young woman trying to find her own creative voice. It's tragic. Honestly, Brooke is crying, she is shaking, she is probably wishing she could take back every single harsh word she said at that gallery. But she can't. The damage is done, and it might be permanent. And I have to wonder, is this going to change Brooke? Is she finally going to realize that her controlling, impulsive behavior is destroying her family? Probably not permanently, because let's be real, it's Brooke Logan. She always finds a way to justify her actions eventually. But right now, she is eating a massive slice of humble pie. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Brooke. She was deeply hurt by the lies and the secret contract. But kicking your kid out of their home, that was way too far. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. And then we have Steffy. Oh, Steffy. What are we going to do with Steffy Forrester Finnegan? Because her reaction to this tragic news is just, wow. Steffy hears that Hope is in the hospital with a life-threatening heart condition. And what does she do? She rolls her eyes. Steffy actually suspects that this is all a massive manipulation tactic by the Logans to get sympathy. She thinks it's a scam. I mean, seriously, what were they thinking with this reaction? Steffy thinks Hope is faking a heart condition just to win the PR war and make Forrester Creations look like the bad guys in the media. Steffy is so locked into this cold-blooded crisis management mode. She is so obsessed with protecting Eric's legacy and destroying Katie's company that she has completely lost her humanity. She is venting to Finn, telling him that this is just another classic Logan victim routine. And it's like Steffy. The girl is in a hospital bed. The doctors diagnosed her. You can't fake a cardiac monitor. But then I started thinking about why Steffy is so paranoid right now. And it makes sense when you look at the bigger picture. Steffi is currently dealing with Sheila Carter. Sheila just signed the divorce papers to free Deacon Sharp, and she used those papers to ambush Finn at the hospital. Sheila is manipulating Finn, playing the victim, begging for a chance to see her grandson, Hayes. Steffi knows Sheila is a psychopath playing a game. So right now, Steffi sees manipulation everywhere. She is so traumatized and on edge from Sheila's tactics that she is projecting that paranoia onto Hope, but still, it is incredibly cruel. Although, let's be real, the Logans do have a history of playing the victim. So maybe Steffi's paranoia is a tiny bit justified. No, I'm changing my mind again. It's too far. Steffi needs to take a step back and realize this is life or death. Because of all this intense hospital drama, the massive fashion war is suddenly on a hard pause. The bitter battle between Forrester Creations and Logan is temporarily suspended because real life just hit them in the face. Nobody cares about the HFTF Diamond or Eric's Haute Couture sales or Katie's advance orders right now. The press is probably going crazy trying to figure out why the star designer is hospitalized, but internally, the families are just frozen in fear and anger. Even Ridge, who has been declaring all-out war on Bill Spencer and the entire Spencer family, has to stop and take a breath. Even Eric Forrester, who just brutally fired his own wife Donna and escorted her out of the building for keeping Katie's secret, has to be feeling the weight of this. Eric demanded absolute loyalty and shattered his marriage over this fashion line, and now his granddaughter-in-law is fighting for her life. The older generation has been acting so incredibly toxic, demanding loyalty, enforcing double standards, and now the bill has come due. And this is where things get really, really interesting, you guys. The notes say that while Hope is fighting for her life, dark secrets about the Logan family's medical history are starting to emerge. And this is the part that had me literally shouting at my screen. The medical history. Think about it. What is the biggest, darkest medical storyline the Logans have ever had? Katie's heart. Katie Logan has a heart transplant. She has Storm Logan's heart beating in her chest right now. Years ago, Storm tragically shot himself to give Katie his heart because she was dying of a severe heart condition. And now Hope has a heart condition. Is this genetic? Are the writers actually digging deep into the vault and bringing back the Logan heart curse? This is huge. If Hope's condition is genetic, it means it wasn't just the stress of the fashion show. The stress was just the trigger for a ticking time bomb inside her chest. And if that's true, Brooke is going to lose her mind even more. Brooke knows exactly what Katie went through. Brooke knows the sacrifice Storm made. The idea that her daughter might have the same fatal genetic flaw, it's going to completely destroy her. And what does this mean for little Beth? Does Beth have the gene? Liam is going to freak out even more if he finds out this is a hereditary thing that could affect his daughter. And where are Katie and Bill in all of this? Bill was just gloating about how Logan was going to destroy Forrester Creations. He was so proud of Katie's ruthless business strategies, but now Katie has to look in the mirror and ask herself if the advance orders and the press coverage were worth it. She pushed Hope. She knew Hope was fragile. She knew Brooke would explode. And she did it anyway. Katie is going to have to carry that guilt, especially if the doctors confirm this is the same genetic heart defect that almost killed her. It also makes you look at the other young characters who are being destroyed by this corporate war. Look at Will Spencer and Elektra Forrester. Will was drowning in so much guilt over keeping Katie's corporate secrets that he literally snapped and violently attacked R.J. Forrester. Ridge then forced Elektra to dump Will. The pressure from the older generation is literally breaking the younger generation, mentally and physically. Will was howling at the moon, feeling totally out of control of his own temper, and now he has lost Elektra completely because Ridge manipulated the situation. The corporate war is just leaving a trail of broken bodies and broken hearts. RJ is bruised and battered. Will is a violent mess. Elektra is heartbroken. Donna is fired. And now Hope is in cardiac distress. It's like a war zone in Los Angeles right now. I honestly don't know how Hope is going to get out of this. Obviously, she's not going to die. They aren't going to kill off Hope Logan Spencer, but the recovery is going to be brutal. She can't just bounce back and go design clothes for Logan next week. She is going to be bedridden. And with Hope out of commission, who is going to run Hope by Logan? Will Zende take over the vacant HFTF at Forrester? All I know is that Liam is not going to let Brooke or Steffi anywhere near that hospital room. Anyway, my fingers are cramping from typing so fast. I just had to get all these thoughts out. What do you guys think? Is Steffi being completely heartless? Do you think they are bringing back the Storm Logan heart history? Let me know in the comments, because I need to talk to people who understand this crazy soap opera world. I'm gonna go get another coffee. See you guys later.